Then should we start the show?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to count myself in. It's cool. That way Hit can do whatever he has to do. All right. Taking a drink. Not even going to clear my throat. Fuck it. We're just...
Aw, it's tradition.
All right, I'll clear my throat just for shits and gigs. That was all fake. I didn't even mute my mic. I didn't even do it. I just made the right face for it. All right. Here we go. In 5. If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@2old2play.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 401. Still Got Game is the official podcast of 2old2play.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Roger Hitman Roken.
And I'm Tiffany Electrify Nolan.
And I am Chris Selden007 Selden.
One of these days you're going to get it, Selden. One of these days it's going to go up.
Oh, he got it. It was a close one, though.
I think my mic.
Oh, it was close.
It was close.
Yeah, there's a little hiccup.
He saved
there.
it. He saved it.
He saved it. It was the closest ever. So there's no Yaunt this week. No special hosts, no guest hosts, but we're back for a show. And we obviously took a week off after episode 400. It was just too much for all of us. But we're here, we're back, and we're going to talk video games and all kinds of cool shit with you guys. And if you're here in chat right now and you want us to talk about something, post in chat, and we will deal with it in real time. And we'll just jump right in the show proper and hop into the mailbag for feedback and questions from episode 400. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Zimber89 comments. I was expecting big things from episode 400 and you didn't disappoint. It was fucking brilliant. Having Code Monkey and Dude Rock on was a nice touch. It would be awesome if you could get one or both of them on every couple episodes.
It'd be nice to win the lottery, too.
Oh, my God.
This is a nice comment for them,
Oh,
Derek.
my
You
God.
did a good job.
Thanks. We're going back to this again. Yeah, there's no chance in hell that like, it's hard enough to get them on for episode 400. Like, it's just not going to happen. No.
Yeah, we even had to pick a different day of the week to try to get them on, and it was, we had to push it out a week, I think. It was tough coordination.
Code Monkey reminds me, this is just an analogy. Code Monkey's like analog, and now we're like in this digital age. Like he's really out of tune. That's what I noticed from that episode.
Oh, nice.
I love Code though. I love him. It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's awesome having those guys on.
It was super fun. It was good catching up and all of us being able to catch up with them at the same time. So it was I found it really fun. It was definitely a different type of show. Like having 7 hosts is just difficult to begin with. And trying to get it worded edgewise and forget when like you're talking about stuff and I tend to talk over people and Jay tends to talk over people. So the fact that anybody else got any words in at all during the show was just absolutely impressive. So.
Hey, you're talking to the guy that had to technically put that all together. That was quite difficult.
You did an amazing job.
For anyone that hasn't seen the video version, it came out stunning, despite us finding Skype's limitations and everything else. And trying to fit 7 faces on a screen is tough enough to begin with, and it came out looking super awesome. So, big kudos to Hit on that.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Alchemist 19 comments. Dude Rock and Code Monkey in the same episode. Wowee. Thanks for reading my comment during episode 400. I am now part of history, and I can't wait for the next 10 years. All right.
We'll see.
See him again in 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We'll expect your comment 10 years from now, and So, but thank you, and I did have to go back and see what the comment was, but yes. So, Alchemist was the one that was listening for over 10 years back from the D Smooth and Code Monkey days. Blah blah blah. So, yep, good stuff. But thank you, Alchemist. The Alyssa comments. Congratulations on your 400th episode. It was really fun having all of you on one giant show. Now I'm just waiting for episode 500. Sticky tongue face.
So we need some more hosts between now and then that we can bring everyone back.
Yes, yeah. We gotta start bringing in guest hosts every once in a while. We'll bring in. So normally we have 5 of us, so we can bring in a 6th, and then that way, if we keep taking random 6th, then by the time we get to episode 500, we'll have to get 16, 18 people on. It'll be totally manageable.
It'll be totally, Brady Bunch.
Yeah, it's literally going to be
little screen in the
Bunch
center. Hit. You got this. Little screen in the center, and then everybody just around the outside.
Okay, yeah, that could work.
Yep.
Well, we got to be careful because we are too old to play, and we could be falling off eventually.
That's why I started bringing in more hosts. Who knows when we're dropping off? Okay, there's a expiration date on everyone here. All right, and then we'll move right into Altius's corner. Altius's corner. Altius asks, what are your thoughts on GameStop moving into the esports world with their own venue? Is this just a last-ditch effort to connect on something before discs and physical media are no more? So
hold on. Before we answer Altius's question, is no one else in the slightest concerned that Altius again, for the 3rd week in a row, has not confirmed or denied his fake existence? Like, this is a red flag to me.
This is true. Not even, he's not even acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Like, I'm not even a hey Hit, I'm real, or hey you're Hit, you're funny.
Right, I know.
I'm on to you, Derek.
Altius. If I could write
yeah.
questions this genius, we wouldn't have a show problem.
All right. We can continue now.
How about he just calls in and leaves a message for the show?
That could just be Derek fake calling in, though.
To the show, or he's just sending a question every week and doesn't even listen to the show.
Who knows? So I didn't actually know this was a thing. Did anyone else hear about this GameStop thing?
I didn't hear about it, but I'm not surprised. It does seem like a last-ditch effort.
GameStop stuff anymore. I know, that's exactly. I don't follow them anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah, I saw the question, and I had to go search up a story about it. But I guess they're down in Texas. They built some GameStop something arena that they're going to start hosting esports things in. But it does seem like a dying grab to try to pull themselves out of the grave. But
when was the last time either of you were at a GameStop?
Ooh,
there's a
bagel store.
I actually was in one to buy a Switch.
Oh yeah, okay.
It
was on sale.
I walked into one.
This was the Switch to save our marriage.
Nice. Yes, yeah.
I walked into one by chance actually this past weekend, and I came out empty-handed. I actually went there looking for a used game because I was gonna buy one for a friend. And when I went in, they didn't have it. I'm like, but that's what you guys are. Like, I don't know.
That's all you can do.
I ended up going to Best Buy across the street, and they had it, and I was done. But I was just like, even the one time I actually went in for a sale, you still couldn't. Again, I feel, it's not looking good for me, I don't think.
But before that, it's been years probably since I've last been in one.
I can't remember the last time I was at the GameStop.
It's all digital.
Yeah, the only time I go in these physical stores is to buy TVs and stereo receivers and shit like that. Games are all digital.
Yeah.
One of my kids got a gift card there, so we went there to buy headphones probably about a month and a half ago or something like that, and it was just it felt like you walked into an antique store almost.
Yeah.
With the combination of digital and like Amazon Prime, I haven't walked into a GameStop in forever.
Listen, if Toys R Us can be put out of business, GameStop can be put out of business.
Yeah.
Well, eventually they're just going to fold into ThinkGeek and just be the same store.
Yeah, but ThinkGeek's having their own problems. Like those stores, they popped up too many of those stores too fast, and now they're having all these clearance sales to try to get stuff out of those stores. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of those closing. Like we have one near us, and it's a cool store to go in to just look at the ThinkGeek stuff, but you don't really buy a whole lot of shit while you're there.
No.
It is what it is. But
Yeah. So I guess back to the question is it a last ditch effort? Yes, I think it's totally a last ditch effort, and they're trying to stay relevant.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the irony is, can you really have an esports venue that's not tied to an esports league? What kind of success? Unless they're running their own shit, and even then, that seems like it's going to be trouble. So, I don't put a lot of faith in this working out for them. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
No.
No bueno.
All right. All right, well, if any have questions or feedback, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@2old2play.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over into what we're playing? Hit, what have you been playing since episode 400?
Just not that much gaming. I've been really busy the last couple of weeks, but mainly just a little bit of Sea of Thieves, the Insider Program version as well. Lots of Apex, probably the most I've been playing Apex. I have also been playing Jackbox Party Pack. Is that what it's called?
We love those games. Yes.
Yeah. I did that with a bunch of my friends yesterday. That was actually kind of fun.
Did you stream it?
No, my friend was streaming it.
Okay, yeah, because that's the beauty of those is that you can also have people just pop on the stream, and even if the game only supports 4 people, they always have these modes in there built in so that you can have hundreds of people playing along with you, which is
cool. There was a code on the screen, and like viewers could like tune in and like play with us or be the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting. Interesting.
Which party pack was it? Hit.
I think it was 3 and 5.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 had this like rap battle one, and you had to like write your own lyrics
with the robots.
Yeah.
Yes.
They look like Transformers. Yeah.
That's a big fun one in our house, and Gene comes in and he's the rapping robot, and he's like, I don't know what like he's got that stupid robot voice. Yeah. He reads whatever you wrote. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, those are big family games here around the house. We love playing those.
Do you have all 5?
Oh yeah, we
do.
Over time, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think over the holidays we've flipped around between all of them because we have different favorite games in each of the packs.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, everybody sits around, plays them. Yeah, those games are fun. And actually, that was a big thing at PAX this year is that they always have out in one of the outside areas, they have a rock band. They've always had a rock band stage and a dance central stage. And this year they still had the Dance Central stage, but they replaced the Rock Band stage with a Jackbox stage where they had the Jackbox guys there. And they literally had maybe 200 people sitting on the floor watching, and everybody jumping, everybody's on their phone playing in. It's kind of cool. It really does play to that sort of giant crowd kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, definitely. Like with just people just want to take a little rest. It was a great place just to stop and just still, interact and do something fun.
Yep. All
right.
So
that was me.
Nice. Tiff, what have you been playing?
Are we going to talk about PAX East stuff, or do we want to wait until after?
You can just say the stuff you played at PAX East during what you've been playing.
Okay.
There's not that much. So
no, I know. That's why I was asking. I can get through it pretty quickly. So PAX East was a lot of fun. And I've actually, today I even played one of the games that I was playing at PAX East. It's part of Game Pass now, which is Operencia. That's the new game that's out by Zen Studios. They're the ones mostly for all the pinball games, like the Zen pinball games. But this is it's kind of like an action RPG, dungeon crawler type game. But it's a lot of fun. It's group-based movement, which for me was really hard to get used to at first because I'm just so used to just going whatever direction I want in most games that I play. But they definitely want, kind of retro grid-based system. It has a lot of Hungarian lore in it, which I thought was really cool. It's all based on, which is where the studio's out of. They're based out of Hungary, so there's all this Hungarian mythology and lore in it. But it's a lot of fun. It's free on Game Pass, so it's at least worth checking out and then seeing if it's something you'd like to play. It is not co-op; it's single player though.
Wah, wah.
I know. But there were were some co-op games that I played at PAX that were a ton of fun, and I know Derek's probably going to steal some of these too. So I'll pick my favorite one, and Derek can pick one of the other ones. But do you guys remember SCG Studios? They're the ones who did oh my god, what kind of things?
Death Squared.
Death Squared, yeah. So do you guys remember that game, Death Squared? It was like a fun
Yeah, it's a
co-op
fun
game.
little, fun co-op. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is available on all the systems now. But so they have a new game out. It's called Moving Out, which is almost like what's the cooking? I know there's
Overcooked.
Overcooked. Yeah, I know. I keep seeing Derek reach up and turn his microphone off because I'm talking, because we're in the same room. But yeah, it's kind of like Overcooked, but you have to like take all this furniture and move it to. There's 4 people on the screen, and some pieces of furniture are heavier than others, so you have to have like 2 or 3 people help carry it over to the moving van, and it's timed, so you have to get all the furniture into the moving van. But it was a really cute, fun game, so I like that one a lot.
A lot less fighting than Overcooked too, because people don't have individual jobs, so everybody can just move shit without being like, "You're not doing your job. Fighting. Fucking clean the plates. Clean the plates, damn it."
I could not play Overcooked.
So you could be yelling. Yeah. Oh god, we tried once. It was horrible. But yeah, it's a little more. I guess you could still yell at people like, "Somebody help me with this couch." I don't know. But so that was a lot of fun. There's another game I'll let Derek talk about that was probably one of my favorites. And then hardware wise, Derek got a new green screen, which I think was kind of cool. Peripherals, and I don't know if you guys have seen that Astro has that new like PlayStation Pro controller. We went over to the Astro booth and tried, pick that up. It reminds me a lot of the Xbox One, the Xbox Pro controller. But it has kind of like that hefty, it's like hefty weight. You can swap in and out all the sticks. You can actually swap the sticks so that's more like an Xbox controller. If you're used to having your thumbsticks in a certain spot. So they were actually sold out. I would have bought one if they had still had them available. But I don't know, Derek, do you have anything to add on to that controller?
Yeah, the controller's it's Astro's first controller. There's C20. It's basically a pro controller for PlayStation. You can swap the D-pad and actually technically you could swap any of them, but really you just swap the D-pad and the left stick to make it correct, not the stupid Sony parallel ones.
Yeah, and then there's a couple different thumbsticks, like with like the raised edges and.
Yeah, it's got the concave, convex, the tall ones. It's literally a fancy piece of hardware. It's $200, but it's well worth it, just like the Pro controller.
But you can't play that thing on PC or Xbox, right?
No, that is PlayStation and PC, not Xbox.
Also, PC at least.
Yes. Yep. So
you
can use
them. You could at least play PC, so it makes it a little bit more worth it.
That's why it was worth it for us, because we could play on the PS4, which we rarely use, but I could definitely use it on the PC. So it makes $200 easy to go. Yeah.
I have a friend that works at Astro, and she makes it seem like they're not doing an Xbox version, which is disappointing.
Yeah, they're not planning on doing an Xbox version now. But if you have a friend at Astro, like we have a friend at Astro, you can get it with their employee discount. So
I need a friend.
It was really nice. It definitely had like a really nice weight and feel to it.
Yeah, it feels even hardier than the Pro controller, and that feels nice and hardy. So yeah, it definitely has a solid feel to it. It feels like a real peripheral and not a plastic toy. Basically, is what I think what Tiff's trying to say.
Cool.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
But other than that, just walked around, played a couple other games, which I know Derek will talk about. I want to let him play some, but Pokemon Go, and actually after PAX, I have been playing Operencia. So I played a little bit of that today.
Nice. All right, Selden, what have you been playing? What shitty phone games have you been playing? Sorry.
Clash Royale.
Oh my god.
Playing BOGO. Those are pretty much the only phone games I've been playing. Did pick up the trials. I had $15 worth of Xbox credit, so I picked that up for it was $5. It was $20 marked down, so picked that up, and it is true trials, and it jumps you right into the difficulty level. So the frustration level's there. So I don't know how long that's going to last for me.
Nice.
But other than that, just messing around and Crackdown a little bit, but it's been dry since the episode 400 for me. So
Fair enough. Not all weeks can be good gaming weeks. It's just how it is.
True.
Yep. All right. Well, I played a lot of shit at PAX East, and I'm not going to hash through it all because since Tiff had a short PAX, that kind of gives me a pass to not go through everything I did. But I will say the green screen I got, these things, it's something I'd never seen before. It's amazing. Like we already have the Elgato one, which is awesome. That's what Tiff's using over there. But this was from Web Around Gaming, and it's basically a round green screen that has Velcro straps that goes onto your badass gaming chair. So it's literally right behind you and it's always in frame. So even if you turned your chair, you move your chair somewhere else, and it's like those kids' toys that have the wire things inside where you can kind of like twist it and it folds into a smaller circle and comes with a carrying bag. So you could take it to a hotel with you and pop it on a hotel chair or wherever you go. And you basically have a green screen with you. So, super nice product, super easy. I think they're like for the big size, which is 56 inches. I think they sell it for $65. And they have a smaller size. It's like 52-inch round. That's probably $5 or $10 less, but whatever it is, it's so well worth it. I'm using it tonight, like I said, trying it out, and I'm really enjoying it. I played a bunch of games at Sony. I played, what the hell is the name of that zombie game? Now that I'm drawing a blank on it.
Days Gone.
Days Gone. It was pretty awesome. I will say, as much as I don't like to play on my PlayStation, I prefer the Xbox. Some of these games just look so amazing on the PlayStation, and that is one of them. That game looks phenomenal. And I wish I could say I see myself playing it, but then I played the zombie game on the Xbox and got bored of it in 5 nights. So I don't know. I wish that I would play it, but I don't think I will. Then I tried out, I'm just going to kind of cut to some interesting ones. I played a game out of Poland, a VR game called Telefrag VR, which was kind of a cool VR game where it was a first-person shooter. And your gun, in addition to having shooting capability, so you pick a loadout of 2 guns, you always dual wield, and each of them has a teleporter thing where you can either shoot it on another platform and teleport there, or you can actually frag a guy by teleporting him into nowhere. But all of the floating parts of the level are at different angles. So like you'll look up and there might be upside down, kind of diagonal at you, another level, and you can teleport up there. And then once you get there, that's your new flat ground. It was a little dizzying to the point where like maybe 30 seconds in, he's like, "Do you want me to get you a chair?" Because I literally almost fell down because it was starting to fuck with my head so much. And I've played a lot of VR, so it definitely had a cool feel to it, which I really enjoyed. And then the game that Tiff was kind of alluding to was from believe it or not, a bunch of college students that have been working on a game for a year and a half. They call themselves Split Side Gaming, and it's called Fling to the Finish. And what their game is it's basically a team racing game where each of the people on your team has a ball. So like mine and Tiff's team, I was a ball bumblebee and she was a ball apple, and you're tethered together with a string, and you actually play using the same controller. So I am holding the right side of the controller using the right trigger and the right.
I know. Can you picture this?
I'm using the right trigger, the right thumbstick, and the buttons, and Tiff is on the left side of the controller using the left thumbstick, the left trigger, and the D-pad.
D-pad. Yep.
And you work together to move your guys through the racetrack. And there's things like you might have to jump at the same time to get over something, or there's a thing where someone will have to jump and cling to something and fling the other guy over. So it was actually a super fun little game, and I could see us picking
I was laughing the entire time because Derek was getting mad because I was going the wrong way. I like fall off the side.
Yeah.
It was really
I can't imagine Derek getting mad at a co-op type game like that.
No. It was really fun. It's something I could see picking up for the house here, and so you basically be playing 2 people on every controller and doing these massive multiplayer race games, and it was super fun and it was really impressive. But
This is,
other than that,
for some reason this segment like is very familiar to me. It feels like whenever Selden is telling us about his shitty Selden
some stupid
games.
indie games, yeah. Well, okay,
But this is now Derek telling these stories.
His Clash of Clans.
That's
okay.
so,
It's
so
okay when
this,
Derek does it.
this is actually by design.
I know, right?
This is literally by design, because what I'm getting to is that this year at PAX was very different. There was no Ubisoft, there was no 2K. It has really become it is so many more indie games than AAA titles nowadays. Like, obviously Borderlands 3 got announced and everybody fucking shit their pants, including me. It's gonna be fucking amazing. But it's mostly these indie games, and the thing is, now forget Sullivan's phone indie games that blow. Like, the indie games that they're showing now, some of these things look like AAA titles. It's crazy. That's what happens when people are using the Unity engine or the Unreal engine, and it instantly gives their games this extra credibility because they can make them look like a AAA title despite coming out of an indie studio. So,
well, it's also the life cycle of the consoles that we're in right now. This happens at the end of every life cycle of every console, is that the games really, the programmers, and they really know how to start to use the tools that they have. So,
yeah, and especially where the engine makers, because they've built up the same way, that these people that are just picking up the engine using it are getting all those benefits from it. Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of fucking college kids made one of the best looking and fun games I played at fucking PAX East. Like, who would ever think I would fucking say that? That's something Selden would say. So, like, it's insane. But yeah, I was impressed. But that's really kind of the direction I saw it going. Like, you remember back in the day, you'd go through, there was the giant Ubisoft booth. There was, every big name company had a booth. And now obviously you have the Microsoft, you have the Sony, you have the Nintendo, and the Kirby game for Nintendo was fucking dope as shit. Like, that game was so fun, by the way. In case you have a Switch, you definitely want to be picking the Kirby game up. Not the Kirby game, the
Yoshi.
Yoshi games. Yeah, sorry.
I was like, you played a Kirby game there too?
On the side window over here, I'm looking at the April Fool's story of the Square Kirby. So that got stuck in my head. There's no actual Square Kirby, but yes. The Yoshi game was super fun. Definitely recommend picking that up. But yeah, aside from the big three, there was not you had like Dauntless was there, obviously, I played that again. That's still fun. But yeah, a lot of these indie games are becoming the difference between AAA and indie is really being trimmed down, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
So here's my beef with PAX. I've always had this beef with PAX. I never thought that what they were showing us at PAX was important at all. Like, I never felt like they had a major announcement. I never felt like they had something that another event didn't already have. Like, in particular,
Borderlands 3 was announced at PAX.
No. Besides that, I'm just talking about, like, since I went there in 2011. Like, this is how I've always felt. Like, of all the PAXs we went to, like, they never really had anything that wasn't already another show. Like, it was always like, here's Assassin's Creed, but this is the build from like E3, like
you saw at E3 last year, yeah.
Right. It's just like, all right, or like they had demos for stuff that you could already download, or like it got to the point where I was like, they're not really showing us anything, and it's still like that event was always about the indies.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it really was always, and now it's becoming more and more so.
It's more, that's
although there have been games like, what was the Blizzard card game that everybody played?
Hearthstone?
Hearthstone.
Yeah, but you're talking about
Hearthstone.
It's a card game.
No, but Hearthstone was launched at PAX East.
It was launched and announced at PAX East. You're right.
Yes,
but...
and so much so that their whole booth was covered with a big blanket for the 3 days prior, so that no one could see what they were going to announce at PAX East. But yeah, the big announcements are few and far between at the consumer-friendly shows, and they still stick with your Gamescom and your E3s and all these for your big announcements, because that's where all the press are. Like,
now that like E3 is like going down, I feel like it also affects all the other cons as well, right? Like, if they don't have anything to show at the main show, They're not gonna be able to like trickle down this other stuff to these little shows.
Well,
That's true. And you know what? I got to say, I'm seeing less and less people that I know from the industry at these events as well. You know, each year I feel like there's less and less people that I know. And I don't know if that's just the state of the industry in general. Or these people aren't going, they have new jobs. But each year it just seems like there's less and less people, you know, from 4 or 5 years ago that we would see. And like, you know, we would only see them once or twice a year. And PAX East was one of them.
Well, I think part of that, and you and I talked about this offline, Tiff, was that the demise of the Frag Dolls was really a cornerstone in the demise of this the social portion of these events. The Frag Dolls was a super important thing that Ubisoft did for a long time. It promoted females in gaming, and not just booth babes, but women that could fucking kick your ass. And at some point, Ubisoft didn't see the value in that anymore, and they folded up the Frag Dolls. But it was really like it came out of Morgan Romine, and she was doing all these like doctorate theses on, you know, how gaming relates to, you know, the overall community and everything else. And it just, I don't know. It is sad that there's what Tiff is saying is correct. There's less and less people. And I'm not sure if it's people moving out of the gaming industry because, you know, with all these layoffs and stuff, the people that do these jobs in PR or whatever can leave a gaming company PR where they're not sure they're going to have a job in 6 months, and they can go to a real software company and do a PR job and have, you know, longevity where you're not worried that as soon as your project's over that they're going to shit can your entire division. So I think that problem still plagues the gaming industry, where each team is only valuable until the product ships, and then they do lots of cuts, and they lay off people, and then they start a new one, and they sometimes they pick up those same people, and now they pick them up on the cheap, even though it's not right. Yeah, it's a weird industry, and I think that's kind of the reflection of what you're seeing at PAX. But I don't know.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I was more than happy just to be there for 2 days. I didn't feel like I know Derek was there all 4 days, but I felt like I saw plenty in the 2 days, and you know, there was lots to see. I saw the people that I wanted to see. You know, I just don't need to be there the whole time anymore.
Yeah, I enjoy being there.
Yeah. About that. What just happened there? Call ongoing.
American Ninja Warrior fan, you'll enjoy it, which I certainly am. So,
did you guys keep going?
What's that?
Did you not see that I wasn't there?
Yeah. No, I only saw you there, and now I see 3 Derek's.
You only dropped out for a second. It was like I looked back at the stream and all I saw was just you and no one else.
Is there something wrong with our video?
Yeah,
Yeah, and now it's all Derek.
the call ended for me.
They're all Derek's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the call ended for me. That's why I was like, "Are you guys keep on going? Like, what's going on?"
So for you podcast people, this will be in the outtakes. For you live people, we're fixing this in real time.
Yeah.
Well, what happened? I don't understand what happened.
I don't know.
No, the show kept going. Everybody was talking. I thought you were just being quiet. Hit. I thought you might have had the volcano out or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You drop out of the call.
You didn't see me drop out?
No,
Well, I wasn't really watching the call, but
Weird. Oh, weird.
I was watching the stream, and it was just your head, and then it was all blank beside you. Then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
Derek came back.
yeah,
and
because you
tripled.
guys all left.
That's exactly what I saw.
there's nothing wrong with 3 me's, okay?
Plenty wrong.
Yes. Oh, Hit, for those of you in the podcast outtakes, Hit is individually resizing and sliding in her. And he picked himself again by mistake, and he was so mad. He even made a sad face.
Oh my gosh, you're such a heckler.
It always comes down to that. It's always the last one. I don't know if it always does that.
You're not
Like
sure
it
where. There you
knows.
go. You got him.
Like it knows.
Oh my God, Selden! Wow, you made sounds that people don't make. All right, so the video
All right.
show is back online. All right, so did you hear us talk about American Ninja Warrior?
No.
Oh, well, that was the new game out this week, the only one. And
I'm
I did.
surprised you didn't put that game that everyone's playing. Shuriko or something.
Tiff, is that the game you're playing? What's it called?
Shuriko or Rico?
No, it's not the one I'm playing.
It wasn't on the new release list.
I
but-
don't know. It just came out. And everyone's,
Oh, are you talking Operencia? The one that I talked about?
oh, it's with SE something. It's what the wallpaper is. This game, wallpaper.
Oh, I don't even know what the fuck that game is.
Yeah, like it's one that everyone's
Yeah.
playing right now.
I guess everybody's
Right,
playing it.
Yep, everybody's playing it. We should
I'm looking it up real quick in real time. New.
I saw a bunch of people streaming something new on Mixer today too. That I think was like pre-release.
Sekiro.
Sekiro?
Hero?
Shadows Die Twice. Came out March 22nd.
Oh,
it's like-
that came out last week. Yeah, that's
It's
why I
like
didn't
huge
cover it.
right now. Huge.
All right, it may be huge, but it came out the week we didn't do a show, so that's
Well,
why
I
didn't-
figured you'd post the stuff that
Oh, I usually just skip that, otherwise it gets too overwhelming. But
Yeah, so we have one game.
well,
It's only on PlayStation. That's why we're not talking about it.
no, it's also on Xbox. Yeah, I feel like we saw that at E3 this year too. That Sekiro game, but all right. Well, that came out last week. Play it. All right. Since the show is dragging on, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? Anybody have any stories they want to talk about? Hit.
No, I haven't even looked at these.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll softball while you guys read them. Valve's new VR headset hints at a June ship date. So this is, despite everybody thinking VR is dead.
VR's dead.
VR was huge at PAX East. Oculus had two booths the size of the Microsoft booth and the Sony booth combined, and showing off probably 9 different titles. And especially now that they have their standalone VR unit coming out, and you're not tethered to an expensive PC, and you don't have all the cables hanging and everything. I think VR is going to start to hit that sweet spot that people had always thought that it could hit, like where you don't need the high-end PC to go with it. And obviously that's Valve is getting in on this too. They're a June 15th release date for this thing. So now we have
I don't know. I feel like this is like the way of 3D TVs. I haven't seen a market for it yet, and they keep trying to push the technology. I'm not buying it yet.
I enjoy the shit out of VR at these events.
Yeah, but would you just sit there and play it for multiple nights in a row as your primary form of gaming?
I don't know if they could capture the World of Warcraft experience in VR and you were like walking around with your fake friends and having a good time, then maybe that's what it takes. Who knows?
That's what we keep saying about VR. It's until they do blah blah blah. Like for me, it was until I could play Halo in the helmet. Like shooting. Until they do that, it's always the until they.
Yeah. Until the headsets are wireless, until they're smaller, until they weigh less.
It comes down to price point for me. I can't see spending. You could buy 2 Xboxes for the price of a VR. It's just not the price point for me right now.
See, for me, it's not price. For me, it's games. Like they don't have that killer app that. Like if they came out with Halo 6 and it was fully VR, like you would see me buying a VR tomorrow, no matter what. Like I don't care how much it is.
Well, that's how I felt about that Telefrag VR game. It was nice to finally play a first-person shooter in VR and kind of experience that. So it goes to show what can be done on that side of things. But there's still the fun. Like I played Beat Saber on the standalone Oculus, and that thing was a fucking blast. So there's a bunch of like smaller kind of like time filler games. But what I think what you're saying is you want the big giant title where every night you want to come home and you want to throw on the headset and just slip into that other world and play that.
Not even just like a specific game, but just like all games. Like I should be able to play like Division 2, Destiny 2.
Yeah, it's
Legend
weird
of
that
Zelda,
there's no shim to replace the look movement with head movement in VR. Like if someone just had some method to replace the look in video games, the look stick with moving your head, then all of a sudden you can make almost any game VR-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You drive around with your move stick, but instead of looking with your look stick, you're looking with your head. Like, why hasn't anyone done that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, VR is it's a shit ton of fun to play because I've played a bunch of it. You know, our local library here, they have like a VR night where you come down, you can play the games and stuff like that on it. I have a ton of fun with it. I just don't think that, as Hit said, that there's not enough games. There's not enough big games yet, and the price point is just not worth it at this point. So.
Yeah, you're not going to be pulling out a VR headset every single night to play some game. Like, it's not feasible right now.
No. But someday it will be.
I don't know.
And I think Duty used to make this a point when he was on the show. Was that they need to be able to drive the technology forward, like continuously, for it to eventually like catch on with the developers and everybody like as a whole.
Yeah, you have to have an install base for developers to want to work on it. Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So the more they make, the more revisions they make, eventually it'll kick in.
Yeah, the cheaper it gets.
It's a long gamble.
Yeah.
It's a long gamble.
Yeah, I mean they're making great improvements to it. I mean with the bringing the stereo sounds right into your head instead of having it like a separate cable.
Nope.
Yeah, you're no longer tethered to poles and wires and stuff like that.
Yeah, the wireless thing's pretty huge.
I mean, you no longer have the pedestals in the corners that are reading you, everything like that. It's getting there, but
it's improving. Like think about when 3D graphics cards first came out. I remember I had my first 3D FX cards, and they were $700 each. And at that time, they might as well have been $2,000 each now. And nobody had them. And games like Quake would play on a normal graphics card. But if you had a 3D accelerated graphics card, like one of these 3D FX cards, it looked day and night difference. And it took a long time for everybody to start getting these high-end graphics cards. It wasn't like an overnight thing. Think about back when people had the AdLib card, and AdLib did MIDI music on your PC, and then you came with Sound Blaster, and they were the first ones to push out like stereo and voice quality audio out of a sound card. And it started slow. There were very few titles that supported it, and it kept pushing on and on and on. And now we all have 3D graphics cards. We all have voice quality sound and everything. So it takes time. It's not an overnight thing. And I think we're just seeing it, we forgot how slow innovation happens when it's a new technology. And I think that's just what we're waiting on now, is for the technology to get to the point where it is unobtrusive enough and the price point comes down low enough that it has mass market saturation. So I think that's just what we're waiting on at this point.
Well, now we just need a cloud-based VR headset.
Oh my God. All right. And that puts us on our next story. Anyone want to jump on one? Because I have one if no one else is jumping.
I'll go do one.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Call of Duty squatter spends 20 years in prison.
Yes.
Ah, good
Fuck
for
that
him.
guy.
Tyler Barris swatted a man over a $1.50 bet in Call of Duty.
Yep.
So this happened in 2017?
Yeah, covered the story when it happened, remember?
Right, yeah, right.
That's when
Is
he
this
sent
the
the
where
house.
the neighbor got shot, or no?
Yes, yeah, it's the house where the neighbor got shot and killed. Yeah.
This guy's a scumbag. I watched an interview that he did the day after.
After the swatting?
Yeah, after the SWAT. No, not sorry. No, I saw a video the day that the sentencing came through, from a famous YouTuber named Keemstar. You know Keemstar?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he did an interview with him like I don't know, like a month or so after the swatting incident, and Keemstar was just asking him like, "Hey, do you feel bad about like what you did?" And the whole time, the whole interview, he was like, "I didn't do anything wrong. Like there was other people involved in this. It wasn't just
What
me."
the fuck? No.
And I'm like, dude, like somebody died because of direct cause of
Of
your
what
actions.
he did.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this guy had like no remorse. Like this guy's fucked. Like I'm glad that he got 20 years. I don't think he thought he was gonna get that much.
No.
Um,
I absolutely was happy with this sentence too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It goes to show, like, just because you think you're fucking around, you think it's video games, like swatting is some real world shit. And nowadays, especially where everybody is on edge and all these cops are going to assume that the worst thing is going to happen. Like, and people blame the cop. Oh, you didn't see what he had. You know what?
They were told they were heading into an hostile situation.
Yes,
like...
they were told that he had hostages, that he was going to kill someone. Like, so they're all on edge coming in. Like, you put him in a bad spot. I don't blame the cop at all. Like, it's a terrible thing that happened, but it's all because of this kid, Tyler Barris.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe 20 years from now, this guy's going to feel like, hey, maybe I shouldn't have done that. That was pretty bad. But yeah, fuck him. That's how I feel about it. I don't know.
Don't do this.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I want to see him take that attitude into jail and see how well he's handled.
Oh, they're really gonna do him a number. Wow, I didn't realize how late we are.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
We started.
Yeah.
No excuse tonight, guys.
We didn't start
no
that.
excuse.
Like we talked about PAX East a good bit too, so that kind of took over some time.
Yeah.
Well, we can't pass up the news story that I'm sure Derek wants to talk about.
Oh, I'll jump in on this one. Player Unknown is done with Battle Royale. Won't make PUBG 2. So
why is this a story?
Because
why?
Derek this is what happens when you let Derek pick all the stories.
No, I know, but like I don't know, what's your reasoning on this? Like, is this like a jab at Battle Royale games? The guy's made so many Battle Royale games in his life. I don't blame him. And I don't know who thought there was gonna be a PUBG 2. Like, why would there be a PUBG 2? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Okay, but what he's saying is he's just done with Battle Royale.
I mean,
he says overplayed.
I don't even have to read this article. He got promoted like less than a month ago, right? He's in a higher up position now. Like, I don't see.
Yeah, he wants to make new games that aren't shitty Battle Royale games.
I don't blame him. Like, he is the Battle Royale guy. Like, he needs to try something else.
Right? He basically pioneered Battle Royale.
If he went on and made another Battle Royale after that, I'd really look down on him. I'd be like, what? Like, what is wrong with you?
Oh my god!
You've made so many good ones already. Like, just give it up. Let somebody else give it a try.
So, Derek, you did not get the reaction you wanted.
I think he even.
This doesn't prove that Battle Royale games are dying. I'm sorry. Does it?
No, even in the article,
it's oversaturated.
Yeah. In the article, he says, I think I've provided others with a good way of killing each other, but I want to explore some other things. So obviously he knows. He started a genre of games that he really made popular, and now he's like, I'll go make something else now.
Who was the guy that made Minecraft? Was it Notch?
Notch,
yeah. Like, same thing happened to Notch. Like, he did that for so long. He's like, yeah, I want to try something else. Made all that money.
He didn't want to try something else. He wanted to take his $2 billion and buy a giant mansion and try to buy friends. Yeah.
I think I heard that in the latest update of Minecraft, they pulled his name out of everything.
Nice.
By the way, I just noticed Selden is on fire right now. What is going on?
Oh, yeah. Selden's super red. I didn't notice that either. Why is he so red?
I'm angry over here. Angry.
I kicked out.
Back.
All right.
All right.
Another story. Tiff, take one. Go.
Oh, I thought we were done because we were going to play HQ.
No, you can play HQ at the same time, but you need to do a story. All right, I'll do a story. She's not even talking on mic, so none of you hear her. Like, she didn't.
No, we heard her.
Because I can't keep my mic unmuted because it's too echoey. I hear 5 of you.
Okay, I'll take one then. Sega Genesis Mini will launch on September 19th with 40 games. How many more of these minis, standalone things, do we need?
I saw this coming a mile
0.
away. Like, come on.
Oh,
You didn't
as
see
soon
this
as
coming?
every other one was success. Oh no, I absolutely saw this.
Yeah, like, you know.
It's gonna have Altered Beast on there. It's gonna,
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Sonic, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
A version of Mortal Kombat with blood.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. These things are just gonna keep coming and coming and coming.
Like, what else is there? GameCube?
Yeah, but see, then you start getting into disc games, and that's a little different story.
The Atari 2600.
Any Atari? I feel like they have that. I don't know.
Yeah, they came out before they got cool, though. That was like you plug a controller into your TV and it had all the games. Yes.
I had a Retron. Any of you guys ever have a Retron?
Retron 5, Retron 4.
5. Yeah.
Those, yep.
How about a Vectrex? You guys ever have a Vectrex?
Nope.
It was like a standalone.
Never heard
it was
of it.
supposed to be like a portable, had its own TV controller folded down from the front. You could take it anywhere.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Had the little
Yep.
colored screens that you could slide down the front of it.
Yep,
to
you
make
slid
it
it into
colored.
color your things. Yes, yep. My parents had that. Yeah. Oh, all right.
Next
I guess
story? I'll do it.
all right, go hit.
Twitch Prime users are now being gifted a free year of Nintendo Switch Online.
Good value.
And
Right
I
there.
have
for free.
personally redeemed that the millisecond I heard it go through.
Yeah, we already paid for the family pack of this, but had we not, and we were just single dipping this,
wouldn't
it
it
is
just,
a great deal for free.
We can't add it on.
Can't add it on? Oh.
No, it's a different price point for the family pack.
Oh. Yeah, it added on to my previous 2 months I already had on it.
But you had a single person one.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why it added on, yeah.
I think I sent you guys the message. My Twitch account got hacked like within hours of them announcing this.
That's called
I thought that was an
shitty
April Fool's
passwords.
joke.
It's called you
like-
need two-step authentication.
Yeah.
Which they
Two-factor
force
auth. Yeah.
They force you to do that if you're a partner or affiliate, so
Yeah.
good thing they they forced us to do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the greatest deal ever because everybody
Yeah.
has Prime, so you might as well get it for free.
Right.
Yep.
All right, and just quickly, Borderlands Game of the Year Edition Remaster is coming out this week. More weapons, more improvements. If you love Borderlands, you're excited for Borderlands 3, this is your shit.
Yeah, I'd rather have the next
I'm-
Borderlands. I love the Borderlands series, but I played the shit out of that one. I'm not sure I want to go back to play it remastered.
I would. Like, I would love to go back and play that game.
I loved all the Borderlands games.
Yeah, I think
There's-
it'd be fun.
When they announced Borderlands 3 at PAX, was it like did they do like a main stage thing or was it like a press release or what was it?
It was at a panel.
Was that a panel?
Yes.
Like the
Yeah,
biggest
but they
food
had
panel?
teased it on their Twitter account multiple days prior.
Yeah, that panel was over.
Was the biggest.
There were
right?
more people that could fit in than.
It's like the
were-
Hall H of PAX East.
Yes, it was
Okay,
the big
okay,
the big
all right,
theater, and
okay.
and it was over capacity, and they
I'm
could
thinking
not
like
fit
conference
people in.
20
Yes.
20 man conference room in the back corner, like Borderlands 3.
Oh,
Okay.
by the way,
Phew.
we're doing Borderlands 3. Yeah, no, it was definitely way over capacity, and it was probably the biggest announcement of PAX East. People talked about it all weekend long.
1 billion guns. What?
Yeah, billion
I'm-
fucking guns, motherfucker.
I haven't seen any of this. This is wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I would definitely do a retro night and play this.
Yeah, like the Borderlands games, that's the thing is because they're cell shaded, they all always looked retro anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we should totally do this one night and stream it.
Hey, it has PSVR support. What?
Oh, look at that.
But you can't play with us on Xbox if you're on PSVR.
We'll get one. We'll get one too.
We can't both play, then we have to buy another PlayStation. Well, we do need a PS Pro, so I guess
Oh
we'll-
my gosh, we do not need a PS.
No, you don't.
No, you don't need a PS. No, don't. They're just about to announce a new one.
Everybody's about to announce their new thing, so
Yeah, because Sony got nervous at the poker table last night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everyone's showing their cards.
Oh my God, yes. This next generation is going to be crazy.
It's crazy to me. Like I've always said this. It's crazy to me that Sony is the one that flinched. Like I just, they were in the lead. They didn't need to flinch.
But then when they put out their HD console or their 4K console, they couldn't cut the mustard. That was the thing. Like Xbox One crushes the PS4 Pro.
No, I know, I get that, but like they still had the lead. Like they didn't need to do anything. They just needed to keep going. It wasn't. I don't think Xbox was gonna catch up. Like, I think it was already too late. They just needed to coast. They got nervous and flinched.
Just ride it out.
Yeah, just ride it out. You guys are in the lead. Like, who cares? I don't know.
At this point, the difference between the number one and the number two is not all of these guys are raking it in. So it doesn't matter whether
they all have record numbers. Like,
yeah, whether you're
Xbox
one or two.
is still successful. Like, yeah, Sony
Generation after generation, there's always a different leader. There's always a different second place, a different third place. But as long as you're selling, you're fucking raking it in.
Yeah.
Okay, like let's not sell it short. Like Microsoft
more gamers
did
are also
awesome this
entering.
generation. Yeah.
All right.
I'll just say, I know you're going to disagree with me, but I think the future gaming is coming. It's going to change everything. I think the whole cloud gaming, Google entering the arena, they make a lot of huge promises. I hope they fill half of the promises that they're making, but I think that things are definitely going to change in the whole gaming industry.
Are you talking Google and Apple at this point then, if we're talking the streaming stuff?
The Google, I mean, Xbox is moving towards the
cloud
streaming.
gaming in general.
Yeah. I think the council is looking, if they follow through on these promises, the councils are looking dead, you know?
Wait, you sound like Joel Duda Albert there. Did you call consoles councils for a second?
He did.
Yeah.
He was channeling his.
You channeled Joel Duda Albert.
It's that Midwest in me coming out. I'm sorry.
They're consoles.
Councils.
It's a council.
Councils. If Google follows through on any of their promises that they're making, and if Microsoft is moving towards this cloud environment, PC graphic cards I think are going to take a huge hit. I think you're going to see consoles take a change in how they operate, not what they're looking for.
I don't think so. I disagree, Selden. I don't think this is going to be as big as you think it is. It's going to take time. Like, eventually I feel like it will be big, but I think in the next 10 years, I don't think the infrastructure is there. I don't think our internet.
How many games?
So how can we do this and VR at the same time? Like, there's no way you could do VR over cloud.
Yes,
No,
yeah,
absolutely not.
yeah,
Right?
it's true. True.
So one of us is gonna have to start to win out.
Like Duty and me, I don't know about you guys, but when we play PC, like I think Duty plays at 240 frames per second. I play at 4K, 120. Like I don't see them doing that with the cloud in the first 10 years.
No, the cloud is its best effort is what you're getting. Yes.
Yeah,
I think it'll be one of those technologies that increases over time, like VR.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
But I agree that there's going to be a lot more stuff available, and for more of the casual gamers, like they don't want to buy a whole giant console to fit in their house. They just be able to log on somewhere and just play a game.
But those guys that are not wanting to shell out the money for like a powerful console or anything are also the ones that aren't shelling out for like top tier internet packages, right? Which I feel like you're gonna need to get maximum output out of those services. But I don't know. I just don't think our internet structure is there yet. Like I think a small percentage of gamers now would take full advantage of that, but it's still really small.
So from our small microcosm of four of us here, like Tiff and I have gigabit Ethernet. What do you have?
Yeah, hold on. So you're a good example. Yeah. Your kids and yourself are all going to would theoretically all be accessing that service.
Yep.
Your internet.
No way.
There's no way you guys are going to have the same quality experience that I would have on a PC. You know what I mean? Like, there's only one internet source at your house unless you buy multiple. But I don't know.
Yeah, but
like
gigabit seems like overkill for this. Selden, what do you have?
Selden has the same problem, or will have the same problem in the future. Like, you have children that are probably gonna want a
Yeah.
game as well. Like you're gonna need some really good internet,
Yeah.
and even then, I think it'll be tough. I think it'll be tough. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know.
I
Maybe
mean,
I'm wrong.
they did address some of the issues, like because the stream's coming down by itself. It's not like your controller's Wi-Fi or whatever connecting up to their farm, their server farm as well. The stream's coming down from their farm, so it's not like there's any processing going on your side. It's basically streaming the video back to you almost.
It's you're sending controller movements and it's sending back video.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Like,
It's what OnLive was, and we saw how well OnLive did.
right.
Yeah, they're still in business massively. Yeah.
Like speak of the devil, CG from PAX. She's a Rock Band player.
CG
And
Thornton.
Yeah, and I remember she would like do that latency latency on the Rock Band to make sure like all the keys were
Yeah,
right.
we always do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she would. There's no way she would like the latency on a
No,
Rock Band over cloud,
Of
Not-
going
not
over
right?
the cloud. No.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would never work.
No.
I feel like maybe 20 years it'll be perfected. I don't know. Maybe that's too far, but 10
Yeah.
years maybe. I don't know. It's gonna
Yeah,
be tough.
I don't see it either. It's just not. It's not in our short-term future. Now, granted, for people on a phone, that their game's gonna suck anyway. It's gonna seem awesome on a phone to play Halo on your phone, but yeah, on a real screen, you're still gonna want your own local hardware. I think is what it boils down to.
The
I don't know.
the one thing I would agree on is this could very well be the last console generation. Like after this, it might not be an actual hard device. That is arguable, I think maybe.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree with that too.
This could be it. Who knows? For all the people there collecting old consoles, this might be the last gen.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Run to GameSpot.
There's no
Pick up
way
some
they
used
last
hardware.
10 years.
No. Yeah, everybody's gonna have their old Xbox Ones at GameStop. They're like $5 to buy it, and they're gonna sell it for $200.
I wonder what those GameStop executives must have thought of the cloud gaming stuff. Like, no, not another thing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
They're packing their bags. for
Let's
the
build
islands.
another esports arena.
Maybe that's their key. Maybe they're building a huge, super fast internet portals at these gaming centers.
Yeah.
GameStop is fucked.
Yeah.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but at this point I'm not 100% sold on Google's or Apple's. Although I talked to Hip Hop Gamer at PAX East, and he is balls deep, and he basically his argument was, if Google is going to put it in their presentation and they're going to talk about it, they're going to be willing to throw tons of money at it to make sure that it works. And
Yeah, but Google's track record means that they'll walk away
Yeah.
from it 6 months after it's successful.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I have no trust in that.
They don't have a good
I
track
love that
record.
they're entering the arena, though. I think it's going to bring new life to what is coming forward for us. I think it's going to be an interesting time going forward with them playing in the game.
yeah, the whole thing it's an entirely new. Well, it's not a new segment because, like we said, OnLive did it and failed. But maybe now that bandwidth is pervasive enough for most of the country, except for the Hicks, that this is it. It might be the time that this works. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, didn't Ubisoft did this for a while? Remember, Ubisoft had their like game streaming thing for a while, where you could use a high-end PC and stream shit. Like, everybody's tried it, but nobody has done it right yet, I think. So who knows? We'll see how it plays out. But
All right.
all right. Well, those are if you have any things you want us to talk about in the next episode, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast2old2play.com. You can also comment on this episode thread on the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors! If we had sponsors, we'd talk about you now. We would be pimping your shit, and you would be like, thank you.
Maybe we should just take this out.
Eventually, this is
maybe we should just remove this from our outline.
I've been saying that for
just
years, Tiff.
I know.
because someone will pay, and we will
They
sell their.
won't.
No, not after they hear
They
you.
won't.
Oh my gosh. And
I'll sell my Nintendo, my free Nintendo
oh
thing
my
from
gosh.
Twitch.
So yeah, we'll sponsor you and we'll help you out.
No, we won't.
So pay us up.
No.
Twitter us up. You can find everything 2old2play related at twitter.com/2old2play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the internet, got everything that's fucking holding me at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
And I'm at twitter.com/i6hitman.
Twitter.com/electrify.
Twitter.com.Selden007.
It's not.
I know, I suck.
Oh my god. Why?
I'm done.
I suck.
Oh, shit.
I suck. I have one job.
One job, Selden. One job.
I suck.
Oh,
I'm
Twitter.com.Selden007.
As it was coming out of my mouth, I'm like, I screwed this up.
The .Selden007.
these are new, this is a new cloud Twitter.
You have .com, .edu, .gov, and .Selden007.
Oh man, I suck. Hey, anyways, let's.
All right, Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/
Oh, we're not doing Facebook.
Facebook.com/Derek Nolan. None of these guys want to do Facebook. All right. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/2old2play. That is where all of our archive video content goes. That's youtube.com/2old2play. So go there and subscribe, help us out, and you'll be notified whenever any of 2old2play's video content goes there, including episodes of Still Got Game, including our game streams, including Quick Hits that's coming back on April 23rd. Hits corrected me. April 23rd, Quick Hits is coming back. And Tiff's Immature Interviews is coming back on April 25th. So at the end of April, it's going to be a big month for everybody on...
Big announcements from the 2old2play team.
Yep. Lots of big shit coming at the end of April. So yeah, definitely go there and follow us on YouTube. We need to please rate and review the podcast on iTunes. We need some 5-star reviews, so go there, search up Still Got Game, give us 5 stars, and if you have an extra 5 seconds, write a little something nice. Hey, Selden doesn't know what the difference between dots and slashes are, or whatever you want to write, but just put something in the comments, and it definitely helps the show out. We also have some Mixer channels. We have mixer.com/2old2play. That is where we broadcast live all the fucking time. We also host all of our team here on our Mixer channel. So when we're broadcasting on our own channels, we also push it out to our mixer.com/2old2play channel. But I am at mixer.com/Derek Nolan.
I'm at mixer.com/i6hitman.
Mixer.com/electrify.
And I'm at Selden007. I'm just leaving it at that.
You know where to find them.
That really is the safe way to go.
Nobody follows me anyway, so.
All right. So before we wrap up tonight, I want to remind, oh my God, Selden. I want to remind you all, you can join us each every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, mixer.com/2old2play. And on that, why don't we wrap episode 401 up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I'm Roger Hitman Roken.
I'm Tiffany Electrify Nolan.
I'm Chris Selden007 Selden.
Join us at 2old2play.Selden007.
I suck.
That was the best.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
And you didn't have a mic to drop through your headsets. Oh my God.
As the words were coming out of my mouth, I'm like, man, I fucked this up.
It's not what you wanted to say, but you said it, so it's cool. It's like we got the new
Oh my God, it's crying.
That was, yeah, I'm crying. That was
as
funny.
As soon as you said it, I realized there was a new top level domain. I went and bought 2old2play.Selden007. Come on, man. We got to be on the cutting edge of this shit. Oh, that shit.
I know the name of the episode now.
2old2play.Selden007.
John 007. Oh my God, now I'm crying. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That was...
Almost like you just had one easy thing to say and then you made it super hard.